Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. And today we have an intervallo to get to. So very interesting, this one. This has probably some of the most story weight that an intervallo has ever had. Not only because of the way that, Canto 9 ended, but also with, the sword, with Gregor. Well, actually all three of these, yeah, matter very heavily. So I'm very interested to see what it's looking like. How lovely. We're starting with a funeral. How nice. I'm sure this will end very well. No, might be worth it for me. Usually narrate these, so I do feel bad. Let me go back a bit. Am I doing this right? Expressing respect is the primary purpose. Hand placement and gesture are important if that objective can be accomplished. I immediately flub my words when I say I'm gonna frickin'. It would have just been easier if I just didn't, but I want to put the effort in. Hey, where do I put this? Beneath the third pillar to the right. Can't any of you quit chattering for 1 second? Have you all forgotten the instruction to carry yourselves with solemn propriety that befits the occasion? Cut me some slack. I haven't been to funerals all that much. I mean, I did tell you to read the manual. I even underlined all the important parts for you. Sorry, Ishi. The wall of text was just too much for me. My focus started fizzling out from page 30 onwards. Hadn't every sinner here attended a funeral before, back when we set foot in that grim manor in T-Corp? Ah, thou speakest of the funeral held in young Heathcliff's manor, dost thou not? The one bereft of the dead? Bereft of the dead? I mean, someone had to have died. Because there wouldn't have been a property dispute big enough to involve the Ophi Association's notarization otherwise. I've said this time and time again, but it's just an intentional anonymity to prevent family strife. Yeah, no, nice they touch on it. They still don't remember Catherine. Intention and not anonymity, is it? If the situation was indeed as thou sayest, then there would be no helping it, forsooth. Yet, 'tis a pity that the dead wasn't named at their own funeral. The name of the deceased was... It was Catherine's funeral. She was very dear to Heathcliff. I have thoroughly reviewed the past 5 years' worth of local newspapers pertaining to the matter, yet no such name relevant to the case was identified, manager. It's fine, Clockhead. At least you remember. That's good enough, innit? Oh, that's so nice. Point is, how should I put this? The circumstances of that funeral didn't exactly leave us much room to properly express our condolences back then. Between Heathcliff running on a rampage and that Hindley guy bent on interfering with the execution of the will, I assume that sort of impediment was pretty common for funerals, but apparently not, huh? No, well, I think it's actually rare to see a place that follows the proper funeral procedures. I traveled around quite a bit myself, but I can't confidently say that I'd ever been to a legitimate funeral. The one at Wuthering Heights was one of the more proper funerals, if only for pretending to have a process. They at least prepared a coffin and even had a formal reading of the will. Funerals are considered a rather extravagant practice here as well. Corporations are not eager to grant time offs just because an irrelevant someone has died, and the price of real estate seldom makes it viable to buy land and erect memorial houses on it. Then what other options do people usually have? We usually just leave them where they died. After one night's sleep, the bodies were gone, just like that. Better than paying loads of money to bury them somewhere just to have them stir up a load of daft rumors, eh? Rumors? You know, rumors about there being valuables buried with the bodies, or an arm being some fancy prosthesis, all that rot. Better to let the dead go in peace than to bury them in the grave just for some sods to later desecrate it. In Hongyuan, people tend to set up graves if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guarantee they wouldn't lose the burial room next reconstructing day. Otios foolishness, all of it. Comforting the soul of the departed, another mendacity. Mendacity. I have no idea what these words are, I'm sorry. All those funds so carelessly squandered, all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragile excuse to cling on. So, I suppose you'll be leaving now. Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel. Dante says we'll remain here until Gregor's condition settles. Ah. Oh, not a psychological assessment. So you won't be leaving us just yet. Good to know. And I assume you'll be okay with us borrowing Sinclair for a while. Huh? Me? Yes, you. The LC wants to look into the sign you manifested, Sinclair. Higher-ups didn't waste a second greenlighting the project, which means what I'm telling you is more of a notice of investigation than a request for permission. Huh? What investigation? What are you... It's just a rather rudimentary instance of human experimentation. Calm yourself. Human experimentation? Did you really have to put it like that, boss? Not to worry, Sinclair. A swipe or two on your skin and maybe some talk therapy. That's all there is to it. Of course, if we had your consent, the avenues of research could be vastly... No, I'm not giving you my consent. For your reference, the other departments have also submitted quite enthusiastic requests for research and observational purposes. Oh, you have no idea. We had to get Boss to fend off the LC Hayes Mirror World Observatorium department and their hissy fits. They wanted to be the first ones to get their hands on you and spearhead the research, you see. Uh-huh. And had we allowed them, they'd have kept you for a good few months before letting you go. So the least you could do is thank us. Least you could do to thank us is be a good boy and cooperate. Ah, just in time. Our researchers are here. Wait, I'm perfectly capable of walking there on my own. So just don't run any painful tests on me. Of course, of course. Stay strong, Sinclair. What about you? You're not going with them? Oh, it's back to the long-term recovery ward for me. I always thought scientific research was the one thing that flamed my passion, but with the recent events that have introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized that time off beats research projects in my book, marginally. Enjoy while it lasts. I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by our department will be rejected for the rest of the year. Well, sure, your average corporation doesn't get more than a week off a year. That's almost better than what we have in the US. It is almost better than what we have in the US, and that is crazy. God damn it. Alright, we should get going too. Oh, do you have somewhere else to be? Well, I thought I'd go visit Gregor. I'm worried about him. Got something I'd said I'd help with. Gotta be there for it. I'm going with Sinclair to get some rest. Also to keep an eye on the researchers to stop them if they try anything fishy with the experiments. Let me know later if you need anything, Dante. Everyone's busy with their own thing. Hey, there we go. You seem to have some time to spare, manager. This makes things rather convenient. There's something I intend to discuss with you in Ryoshu. A matter that requires your assistance. What kind of assistance? WKOA says CH. There is, I must admit, a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstruction of which requires interpretation into yet another linguistic form equally demanding of it. It would seem we are in need of more manpower. That's great. Who else, pray, might know where he is if thou knowest not? Now listen closely. The one I seek is a bearer of hair fashioned in the likeness of a bull. You there, why don't you join us too? Dost thou speak of me? Indeed, there's a task that requires your assistance. But I have yet more words to trade with the most noble yellow harpoon. Seek to emulate the virtue of chivalry. Does that entail turning down the earnest plea of those in need? For the sake of clarity and distinction, it would be most prudent to assign you a different identifier from that of my assessment, or assistant. You are to be number 2, that is, assistant number 2. I have not yet included mine exchange with the yellow harpoon, but no true knight would abandon those who call for aid. Pray, speak thou, quest. How may I be of service to thee? Delegating the interpretation of the manager's speech to Sinner number 4 has proven to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says. Oh, that is indeed a simple task. However, this WKOA eludeth mine understanding as well. Prithee, allow me but a little time to uncover the mystery. Relay the manager's words, not Sinner Ryoshu's. They are asking you what kind of assistance you need. The request for interpretation was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling in the present circumstance is a welcome one. It was simply that the irrationality and inefficiency of your suboptimal staffing choice and workflow had become sufficiently unbearable. Faustosis was not some guileful scheme devised to elicit Faust's cooperation. In any case, manager, this request of mine concerns the investigation into the back doors located in the House of Spiders. I deem that the two of you should be most familiar with the structure and layout of the house. After all, you're the ones monitoring the entirety of the 5-pronged assault operation, and Sinner number 4's familiarity does not bear repeating. Should we go to the House of Spiders right away? I misclicked. HOSRA. You've assisted enough. Perhaps you could help, Faust. Sure. Not immediately, no. There's one more member you shouldn't bring along. One more member? The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders. Yeah, Kira! Yeah, Kira joins the party! Kira, She has regained consciousness. Let's go hanging out with Kira. Oh man, I'm so excited. She's great. I can't wait to see more of her. She's a freaking TikTok kid. Survivor. More lore. This place looks well equipped. Probably a direct order from my upper management. Although technologies to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process while keeping the cost reasonable. Reasonable, huh? So I want to ask how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable. Hey, look at her! She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the process of extraction? It hasn't yet begun, actually. We are waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders. Then what's she even doing here? There is work to be done, contingent upon information obtainable only from a recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with upper management, I've decided to put you to use as the company had originally intended. No TV, no comic books, just a super prickly glare and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time. And now you suddenly need my help? Huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate. I didn't ask for your help. Put you to use, I believe, is what I said. What? Your survival is not incidental. It is a result of a calculation. The company anticipates potential profit by keeping you alive. Expected gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast on the company's part, you would have already been disposed of. The upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciation costs of this room, even at half their current numbers. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth, or shall we say, lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, suffice to say that a reassessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation for immediate disposal. I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out, anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not try to kill a bazillion of you guys. Ah, so you anticipated some form of a corporate-level retaliation response against your person. That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. But I must tell you that, unlike your typical backstreet syndicate such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that might incur losses. The value of the information that could be extracted from an apprentice of the Middle, and the combat prowess honed under the tutelage of a great brother of the Middle, these two considerations are likely what increase your value in the eyes of the company. Ha! Y'all got zero self-respect, huh? You should consider yourself fortunate. Huh? The heck are you on about? Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of a verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through the intermediary steps such as this. Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electric shocks, stimulations, and of course, procedures utilizing distortions and abnormalities. That being said, the LCD department prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects. I do hope that we share a similar predilection. You're so frickin' annoying, you know that, mister? The feeling is entirely mutual. Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. Those are two rather foolish things to say. I will defer this matter to you, manager. Work of this sort likely falls within your capabilities than my own. What should I even say to persuade her? Oh, here we go. Yoshihide? You. Heard you got stabbed in the back by Matthias. That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he cut through me too. That's why he did exactly that. To aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in the family. Huh. Family. Coming from him. A middle mutt thrown out of his kennel. Doesn't it sound ridiculous even to you? That's... thrown out? That fucker, Matthias, was a GB only by technicality. Great brother. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprisingly, it's the ST for the bowl cut too. Same taste? Oh, young Ryoshu, could it be that thou dost harbor a passionate zeal for fix... So what exactly is your point? The point is you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you want to live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. CQ, or I'll SYNC right this instant. Huh? What does that even mean? Cooperate quietly, or I'll snap your neck completely right this instant. SYNC isn't such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty act straight to the grave. This is so crappy. Whatever, I get it. Okay, I'll talk if that's what you want so bad. That actually worked. Fixers who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive, the ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihide. What's up with you talking in weird ass abbreviations? Like SYNC? That's so random. Who even says that? But is this really the right call? To her, we're probably people she needs to settle the score with. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, Clock. They even confiscated her book. You think the middle sorry excuse for loyalty means so much for the stray that should bite us? Besides, no. Better to hear from her instead. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket. That's cause... well, cause Papa was weaker than y'all. Ha. Yeah. You're the jerk's brat, alright? I assume the prisoner was successfully persuaded. Come, you will find your weapon on the table. You may use it in the event of an emergency. What the hell? I can't even unsheath it. You won't be able to use it without authorization. The code has been slightly adjusted. Now then, let us head to the House of Spiders at once. The back door is up and waiting for us. Cool. So nice to have her along for the ride. This will be very fun, I can already tell. Wayfarer. Nice. Okay, so for this, I think I'm going to go as thematically as I can. We're going to bring in the bleed team. Which means, you. Oh, really? A 7th. Okay, let's bring Ish. I was not able to get Faust ID. I mean, I could get Faust ID, but it's also, like, super expensive, so I figured I'd just get it in a little bit. Wow, look at that. Really, who might those people thither be? Looks like some shady bastards moved in already. It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is team leader Alan from Wayfarer Company, who will be working with us on the investigation into the house's back doors. Wayfarer Company? a corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has, on prior occasion, been referred to as the new or aspirant W Corp. So the name is an unofficial one. Interesting. So they got portal tech, which is like, could be better than warp trains. Our employees also have taken to calling you the new L Corp, something we have in common, given that we're both chasing after the same horizon. Ah, I remember. That company vying to take W Corp's place, right? And these are the manager and the centers of the LCB department, our field operations unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand. They have more personnel. The rest are tied up with other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining this investigation effort. I understand. Field operation units are almost always understaffed anyway. The support you provided is more than sufficient. Hey, look at this nerd. Look at this nerd. Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's Alan, leader of Door Breach Team 4. Likewise. Interesting. I've heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company, and the bus team's performance. You capitalized on the suppression of distortions at T-Corp as leverage to push your products, and the profits were nothing short of staggering, I heard. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be distortion resolving specialists to the public. What's that product part about? The manager says it was merely a matter of luck. They will look forward to working with you on this task. Ooh, look at that. More stuff they're keeping from us. How nice. Oh, are you the interpreter? In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager only when both of you are available. Sure. He is referring to the Monolith Sales Project. The credit was attributed to the LCB at the express request of Mr. Hubert, T-Corp's executive director. So, that's how the rumors spread, huh? We've reviewed the agreements. Now I understand you'll be assisting and verifying what lies beyond the back doors. I'd appreciate it if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connect, as detailed as you can make them, if you don't mind. The back rooms. Honestly, I got pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Unk and his room. Unk? I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door on the other one over there when she was popping out to farm stuff, but... Farm? Oh, it's a gathering material. I see. What kind of material? Human guts and all that. She'd come back hauling piles of them. So they're probably connected to some backstreets area. The backstreets. Any more details? Can you stop prying? You're low-key pissing me off. What? That's literally all I've got, for real. Oh, wow. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm just saying either he's a robot or he could punch through portals, which would also be lit, but I feel like they mentioned that, so I feel like he just punches really crazy like a robot. Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with... Thou, what manner of discourtesy is this? With all that whining, I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intention of damaging her company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case. Team leader Alan, that sort of conduct may not have been an issue in your organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do you understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay? My apologies. I'll keep that in mind going forward. Wow, yeah. Just to sock me in the face and walk off scot-free. So frickin' annoying. That punch just now, though, what was that? He exhibited behavior that defied the standard laws of physics. Presumably a form of technology utilized by way of your company. He is teleporting his fist. That's sick. Let's resume the task at hand. Center Ryoshu. Give Manager Alan whatever information you have. That door should lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other two on the left, I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But I have no idea where they actually lead. It's all blurry. Seems that's all the information we can provide. Will that suffice? We now know the doors likely connect to a perceivable area. That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for Wayfarer Company's backdoor mapping progress. Which means there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past those doors, like the back rooms. Are they gonna? Is there going to be a backrooms drop in this? Because I would, yeah. All right then, I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first? We'll start with the one Center Ryoshu mentioned. Ha! You don't trust me at all, huh? Then why even bring me along? Shall we? Art thou joining us as well, young Hohenheim? Just this once. There are procedures for handing over field operations. Okay, let's see what's in there. Yo! What the? Is this some kind of wildlife exhibit? Yo, this is sick. Look at it. This reminds me of, what's his name from, Ruina? You know, he would staple animals together for the circus. The clown. Holy shit. The scale is just insane. That's the whale from Aid Association's Great Lake Special Issue. Man, seeing it all in real life sure hits different. And the Indigo Elders solo one-shot these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh? It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the ones we've encountered, though. Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularity modified. Outskirts born. They look almost alive. They're not, right? No, they're not. Duh. Though Robo-Unk says that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Evelyn here's dead. Meh. Still looks crazy sick, though. The vibe really hits. She's so good. Don Quixote. What? The Eye of a Second Kindred of House Tepes. What is it doing here? Where? Is it there? Is it this? Yeah, it's this. That's wild. It's a gallery of the School of Fauvism. Probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's atelier and an auction house. Alan, we will be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate lockdown sequence. Oh dear. Yo, look at these guys. It's so cool. I like their fursuits. That presence, it's kind of like Papa's. Ain't no way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here. It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. This door is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Alan is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. You came through that door. And the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling fallen from her parents' web. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Ah, right. Makes sense that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask back then when I used to visit you as your tutor, didn't I? A wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that it must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing into the raw, still thrashing flesh of living prey, and the predator's ferocious yet cavernously resonant howling. Rings a bell. You're that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it? That's right. Emile Benoit. And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see. Looks like that mind of yours is still sly as a raven. Unlike your nurse father's. Don't presume. I only remember you because the tactility of hides and guts made for a passable AW. Artwork. Got that one. That lockdown sequence thing, how much longer till it's ready? Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence. I'm afraid the progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Alan's hands, not mine. It is, by its nature, a time-consuming work. We cannot expect haste. Perhaps that does make this a suitable juncture to trial Plan A. Plan A? Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote's removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion. Instead, faith and potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws. Araya Shiki. I was going to try using it anyway. I've long waited to see if a maestro's death is any different. Telling him that we were just leaving won't work, will it? No, it won't. Every individual present here will be quite the fascinating specimen to the artist of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. It is improbable they would allow us to return unharmed. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu? Doesn't matter if I'm shit out or SAT or not, clock. Don't know. Think of that woman as Li Hang and do as you did in an HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Right, that's probably our best shot. The floor of the exhibit only houses submissions from students and docents. But if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all, this is the gallery of the School of Fauvism, and mine, the gallery of Emile Benoit, which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight, if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here, a masterless one at that. Acquiring the Araya Shiki makes it worth the cost. Interesting. So it's a rewrite completely. Maybe that was always its name, but I can't remember. What's the matter? How? The lock of the House of Spiders used to bind the Araya Shiki no longer exists. So why can't I draw the blade? Now that's unexpected. So the rumors of you mastering the relic, were they false? Shush, noticed, didn't you? Did you? I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success, or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is? What are you on about now? Ask any student, and they'll give the same predictable answers. The deadly venom, the sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing. I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine linked like a chain, and the jaw bound not by bone but by ligaments that allow for the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admire their structural refinement. What the hell is that? Which brings me to ask, What better way to claim this delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake? Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider. Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready? 1 minute to go. Step aside. Ha, shit. Damn, look at her go. Kira? Shit. This wasn't the plan at all. The middle, Someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member. You've inked quite the quantity of tattoos onto yourself. Ah, you must be the new kid Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way? Fucked if I know. I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it. They're definitely gonna ditch me here. Why don't I even... Must be instinct taking over. Couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing intent, so the body chose a clash head-on. So the behavior facet of the psyche can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure. Shut it, mister. Quit yapping and let me use my blades. Authorized and ready. Lifting locks. Now. Huh? It's a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel. Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of fixers have displayed through the ages. Rip. Ready to initiate lockdown sequence. I will seal the door immediately upon your exit. Everyone to the door. Faust, retrieve the organic materials of remnants of Center number 3. Ah, called it for real. This is exactly why I didn't want to get involved. I'm such a dumbass. What was I thinking, diving in like that? You, don't just stand there. Get over here now. Huh? But these guys are gonna come flooding in if I... You, TTM, want to get cleaved in half again? You pin this on me later, you're gonna pay. Lockdown sequence complete. All backdoor links have been cut. Full cut. Then you can still use your arms. I'm fine. So she says. Guys, I assume you're all available right now. Huh? I guess so? Ready for your order, Executive Manager. I, Otis, am prepared to answer your call whenever and wherever. Hang on, I just need to finish this bite. Everyone, to me! Oh, Malkuth. He's gonna use Malkuth. With this treasure, I summon all the LCB. Damn. Ah! Yeah, Malkuth! Also, look, our girl! Let's go! Cool. All this bleed. Love it. Ooh, okay. These guys are kind of tough. Alright. No, weak to blunt. Okay, good to know. Nice, Kira. Nice. Oh, I don't remember so. Shame. Nice. Nice. Good. Damn, this frickin' bleed hurts though. Damn. Rip. This is ineffective. Hell yeah. So cool. Nice.
매뉴얼을 만들어두길 잘했네. 그렇게만 해.
Beautifully done. And there's more of them. Nice. Nope. Aw. Damn. Ow. Ow. Come on, Merso, get in there. There we go. A whistle. I think the whistle actually helped a ton with SP. Nice. Beautiful. That should be a stagger. There we go. Nice, it's a kill. Kill. I mean, it's over. Another whistle? Hell yeah. That's my boy. That's my Merso. Getting the work done.
이번에도 잘해줬어. 유익한 책이 또 하나 늘었네. 도시에는 내가 모르는 것들이 많아. 이렇게 하나씩 알아가다 보면 언제.
Listen, look. Angela's my girl. She's gonna be the announcer. It's only the first door. The impediments are already beyond expected levels. I swear, I thought that was for me back there. Events of this nature won't be frequent. We were merely beset by ill luck. If you'd have just listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gotten cooked in like that in the first place. Like, why even drag me into this if you weren't gonna trust me, weirdos? We would have opened them all at the end of the day. SD. SD? What's that? Same difference. Again, why shorten it like that? Just say duh or something. Or just spell it out and say it was anticipated. That's W-A. What? Good work, everyone. Wayfarer does have a team dedicated to this sort of task, but the mortality rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door of an expedition without any casualties are under 15%. This, by all measures, counts as a flawless expedition. Those Fovis won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down, right? That cannot be asserted with certainty. Are you saying more might come? The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf, clock. Those Fovis beasts have endured as a long-standing faction within the ring. If they've got that much history, they must know many back doors, both the origin and destination points. Yes, compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration. No need to concern yourselves overmuch. Even if that were the case, it is unlikely they would move on the House of Spiders so soon. They could always rush for a surprise attack, though. Even that Fovis Maestro seemed to lack clear intel on the event that took place at the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they will need time to assess and deliberate about the situation. The situation? The logical scope of their concerns will be identifying the organization that has secured the House of Spiders, the possibility of adding traps beyond the back doors, and the like. Once all backdoor-related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are completed, the resulting security frameworks should be able to preempt and block any infiltration attempts. This operation is more important than I thought. That aside, why couldn't I draw the blade? Is it the new scabbard's fault? That quivering must faint. It was seen by all, indeed. Damn, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something? She's got a sentient weapon. Ryoshu, do you... Is it an SS? Sentient sword? A demon edge? An enchanted blade? Which is it? It's probably neither of those. Nor is it a sentient sword. This presents a fine opportunity to conduct another examination of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Leader Alan. Please feel free to go ahead. The attack just now damaged some devices, so we're going to have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of other work for me to do while you're away, too. Are we to return to the headquarters research facility, then? No, that won't be necessary. There's a facility here that should prove more than adequate. Interesting. Yeah, digging into the blade. Neat. Hell yeah, that's what I want to see.
멸망한 그 땅으로 돌아갈 때까지 보아라, 저들이 우리의 모습을 우러러 보는 것을.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. That'll be it for this section of it. I'm very interested to see where this intervalo goes. I love this new faction of the Ring, and I cannot wait to pick them up myself. Especially Rodian. She looks incredible. But that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.